aka Glenn. We're back here, and tonight I'm just gonna chill, just give you some updates on some of the stuff that yours truly haven't been doing because, well, I've been out of pocket, not been able to get out there because, one, we had that winter storm cut through and really put some ice everywhere, snow, ice, sleet, etc. I still have some even though it was sunny for the past couple of days and above freezing for both days here, I still got some pretty heavy ice in the front that could cause a slip or two. Additionally, in the back, it's kind of cleared up a little bit, but the alleyway is pretty icy. And so tonight, I was thinking about making a run outside and doing a live stream, just showing you some metal detecting, break-even quest stuff, just kind of live stream in real life and just see what happens. But, well, it dropped below the freezing temps, so I'm like, maybe I'll just stay inside. So tonight, I'm just staying inside. Got me a little wine here. And update-wise, main thing I've done during this winter storm that is past, as well as the next one that's coming up, did a series of TBTs, throwback in time videos, TBT Thursday, but it was like Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, where I just showed some past trips where I was using the Nocta Macro Simplex Plus to just get out there and hopefully get some clad coins to pay it off. So I showed those. Additionally, I started to put some of these YouTube shorts and compile them into one video, so a long form video, just to get out there so you can just get a feel for some of the stuff that I found over the years and maybe perk your interest in getting into metal detecting. So at this point, just kind of chill tonight. And if you want to throw out any questions, talk about some gear and all that, or maybe any suggestions, definitely listening. The gear that I'm using right back there, past the 3D printer, you'll see a Nocta Macro Simplex Plus. Back in the corner here, got that Fisher 1225X, and then that old Radio Shack metal detector. All right. So I did post some compiled shorts to make a more long form video for you guys to check out. See some of the past finds. I'll definitely plan on getting out there once the weather warms up here, hopefully in the near future. I think we've got some front coming in tomorrow, and then there's potential some rain and whatnot. But hey, now that I have that Fox LED light, it just opens up the game when it comes to early morning or later evening metal detecting live stream. So I'm hoping to get more of those here. Just you can see I've got my thermals on because it's like 30 something degrees right now, so it's pretty brutal. All right, I'll sub to help you. All right, cool. I'll take a sub. Yeah, appreciate it. Do check back too, because there's one thing about subbing, but then you also want to definitely check out the videos or two that I get out there. I've been doing a bunch of shorts, but at the same time, I'd like to just get some more long form video out there for you guys. So yeah, thank you. All right, hi, how's it going? I got some icons here. All right, cool. Anyways, just chilling tonight. Anyone have any questions? Maybe about the channel or some of the direction that I'm going with? Bottom line, for 2026, what I'm really focusing on is more of the mobile metal detecting live stream, so you can see things happen on the fly. And there's a couple of videos I put out, some YouTube shorts where I found some silver dimes, and a couple of folks had called out. It's like, oh, I planted them there. Well, believe me, I didn't plant them there. I didn't have any silver dimes until I found them. All right, that's me finding them on the fly, and it hasn't happened that often, at least recently. So I figured, well, let's just quell the questions and quell the doubt, and just stream real time. All right, a live stream. There's no hiding it. There's no editing. It's all happening right in front of you. So you can definitely call things out there, and then I just go ahead and repost it. And sure enough, someone says, "Oh, I did this or that," well, go check out the long form, and you can see I hadn't done anything other than just started, searching. Some of the finds that I've had this year have been pretty good. I did find this one thing that I'm kind of hesitant in getting appraised because I think it's actually valuable, but I don't want to jinx it. Here, I'll go grab it real quick. All right, and then my dog may ouch, he may kind of assert his authority or attempt to assert his authority. So bear with me. This is my dog. This is Charlie boy. All right, and he'll tend to kind of try. He'll try taking over the channel here. So let's just put him down here and let him chill with me. Okay. So, anyways, I'm hoping the next time I get out there, I can beat this one. But I'm calling it for now 2026 best find so far. So that's like when I go fishing, because you can see I do a lot of fishing stuff here. I call it a PB, personal best. So 2026, some really good finds I've had so far. I will say at this point, the number one spot is going to be this thing right here. All right. And I think someone had posted on a previous deal right there that he thinks he can get his girlfriend back with that. But I found this one over here. After I cleaned it up, I mean, it was really dirty, but look at that thing. I think it's got to be worth something. And then when I pinged it, it came in the 4750s, and that's basically in the money zone when it comes from some good jewelry. So, hey, maybe I can get me well, I got a significant other, a wife, and all that, so I don't need to impress her with this. Plus, it's not a right birthstone. All right. But yeah, that right now would be, I would say, the number one PB or personal best for 2026 finds. Okay. Of other practical things, I did find this thing, and someone's posting some Jesus loves you and some what do you call it? Like prayers and stuff. Well, lo and behold, a gift from God. I found this one over here at one of the parks. It's got some initials here, so I'm hoping that maybe if you're out there and you're in the local area and you see this, I'm not going to get rid of it. I'll just hold it into my little whatever box of stuff that I found in 2026. If you reach out to me and say this is yours, I'll give it to you. All right. And of course, it's all local, so I'm not going to expect anyone on this thing to show, because I don't think I have any local folks here. Anyone here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area? Well, anyways, I found this, and it's a gift from God, and I think it's a sign saying, hook me up. All right, Canada, cool, nice. Can you detect right now? I mean, I'm having a hard time to go metal detecting here in this cold, and we had that ice and snow and about that much ice and snow packed up in the front yard right now, at least on the sidewalk area that's still in the shade. So I'm starting to get these, what do you call it? When you're in addiction and you get the shakes or whatnot. Well, I'm having the shakes. It's like when I go fishing and all that. And for my fishing side, I'd love to the tug is the drug. On the case of metal detecting, the find is the drug as well. Just finding some good stuff and getting some good target IDs and whatnot. Going on Saturday, just warmed up here. Awesome. All right. What machine are you using? I've only had 3 over the years, and I've been doing this since '86. Yeah, '86. Got an old Radio Shack metal detector. Got the Fisher 1225X, and then I've got that Nocta back here, right there. Okay. Fisher. Oh man, I have a weakness for Fishers. I got mine from Calico. And what was funny is I also got my Nocta from Calico. And it was funny, but I called them up and I put the order in because I wanted to make sure, or I wanted to check to see if my old original order was still on the books, but apparently it wasn't. Anyhow, yeah, I love the Fisher. I think the main reason I went to this Nocta was I wanted to, well, I like the battery piece that it has where it's got that lithium battery and you can recharge it. And right now I've been doing this break-even quest where I track what I found and the time it's taken. So I've found about basically about $38 in clad coins and some various jewelry and whatnot in about 50 hours. And yeah, it's not so great, but here I hope to pick up the game here in 2026. But the thing that I have been also doing is tracking how long the battery lasts between charges. And I've been letting it max out at the 5-bar mark. And then when it hits the 2-bar mark, I'll recharge it. And when I initially got it a couple years ago, I can get about 8 to 10 hours between charges. And then now it's about 8 hours still. I'm using the DD coil. What do you use? Oh, I just got the stock coil. Whatever came with this. Let me get my Fisher. It's the one that it came with, and I right here. It's the Fisher 1225X. It's the one that the coil is the stock coil, and I was back at Texas A&M when I first started this. I'm an Aggie, and one of the professors had suggested he was also a metal detectorist, and he suggested I get this cover. So I slapped this cover on there, and you know, he actually gave it to me. You know, and yeah, I've been happy with this one. I use the 12 volt or no 9 volt. 2 9-volt batteries go with this thing. And I keep the speaker open when I was using this for YouTube videos, but I've since, well, before that, I would keep the headphones on because I could get a lot more battery power, or not battery power, but battery life when I did this. All right, this is 1986. I think I posted one of my videos. I got this in 88. Well, I recall 86 is when I got this thing. All right, so 40 years basically now, and I've been really happy with this. It is heavier compared to that Nocta, and initially I thought I was not getting as much. Well, I think I was missing some targets with the Nocta compared to that Fisher. Okay, but then I learned. Or I watched a YouTube, another YouTube creator or whatever, talking about using the Nocta Macro Simplex Plus and not using that ground mineralization auto balancing feature. Just let it max out at the 90. And I started doing that, and I've started picking up more stuff that way. So I think they're, you know, pretty good. I just really like having that battery recharging capability. I'm just kind of hesitant as to how long will it last lifetime wise before I have to go do something with it. I mean, eventually the battery's going to die on you, you know. The other thing is I like that it's waterproof. So I've taken it out in some like not rain showers, but more like a mist, and not had any issues with it. But it supposedly can go down under about, I think, 18 feet or something underwater. It's submersible. It has that handle that vibrates. You can set that, so I'm pretty good with that. Yeah, I had a few Garrett Aces. I thought about getting the Garrett Ace when I first started out, but somehow I went to the Fisher. I don't know why. And what's funny is I'm over here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and the Garrett factory or Garrett place is right down in Garland or Richardson. And I used to have one of my day jobs was back down there, and One of my coworkers who'd gotten into metal detecting had visited the factory, and they have a little museum there, and he said it was pretty cool. So pretty interesting, Yeah, in this area. All right. Let's see. Talking of other finds. Let's see. 2026. I started out hot and heavy, pretty much going out as much as I could during the week. When I got when I figured out that I could use this light and put it around my waist, that was a game changer when it came to expanding or extending my metal detecting times. Because I got a day job, I head in, get done late, and by then everything's dark, and it's too late to go metal detecting. Well, I started going out at night. Two reasons: because night, there's not as many people out there, so I can have the whole park to myself. And then I had this light, and let me go grab it. This light has been a game changer when it comes to just getting out there and being able to do these coin hunts. And right here, all right, I took it's normally held in this manner right here, and you can put it on your head here, and it's directional. Okay. All right. Well, I took that off because I don't need it. I don't want it on my head. I want it around my waist. Okay. So I took it off, and I've got a tool belt that I use when I detect, and I'll put this right here, directional. Okay. And as I'm detecting, shoot straight down onto the ground, and you can see everything that I'm doing, and it lights up everything nicely, so that I don't have to use any of my hands to control the light. Instead, I can just go ahead and detect and stay focused on my hunt and know that you can see what I'm seeing. Okay, it has two settings. Okay, there's one setting, and then I can pump it a second time, and it gets brighter. I find that just the first one's good to go. Okay. The other thing is what I really like about this is it's got a USB-C port. I can charge it. I get about maybe 8 to 10 hours off this thing, so that's been really nice, really nice. Before, let me see if I still have it right here. This is what I was using before, a little handheld flashlight. But picture this: you're trying to stream. Okay, you got your phone. I got a neck harness and a phone here, and I'm putting the light down here, and I'm trying to dig and whatnot. Its form factor just is terrible. All right, this thing has been a game changer for me. And you know what was crazy about this? I got this as a Christmas present from my brother-in-law about 2 years ago, and it took me this year to figure out that, hey, what is this thing? I mean, it just sat because I had another headlamp dealie, and so I was using that for other things. And then I got a hold of this one, or realized that, hey, I better take this out there and use it. And sure enough, I've been really happy with it. Okay, let's see if I can find that other one. Now, I think I hung it up somewhere. And I got so much stuff in here. All right. Oh, we got some call outs. What do we got here? Dang, that's smart, man. All right, cool. All right, you're validating what works, huh? All right. Assigned to machines knowing there's buried material is quite something. Oh, yeah, that's pretty cool. The big thing is if you're first starting out, and I get asked this a lot, is, what machine should I get? And I'm like, I don't know. I've only had 3. All right. So my advice to you is really features. If you're starting out, what features helped me? And I'll tell you up front that Radio Shack metal detector was brutal. It picked up everything, and really, it was all or nothing. Either had you had trash, or you had something good, and anything in between was a toss up, like a flip of the coin. Plus, it didn't have a. Let me show you. So it's not about the price of the metal detector. It's really about the features that that it comes with, okay? And there's some key features that, you know, yours truly thinks are important, okay? Sure. It's pretty cool engagement here. I like this. You guys are asking questions, and it's kind of taking me to other things. All right, so let me adjust this here. You can hear my cat now too. What's the cat doing here? Okay. So okay, here's the little Radio Shack detector. I got some stuff here. I tried doing this thing where I was kind of putting it different, and well, yeah, I'll tell you about that. Anyways, okay, so this one was great that it had a discrimination feature. It had a volume as well as I can tune it, meaning sensitivity. All right. But you know what was really bad about this that really kind of bothered me was it was not comfortable. It didn't have that extension that you see on the Fisher as well as the Nocta. Okay. So guess what? Doing this right here is really a lot of wear on your wrist and arm. You know, it's a very tough detector to use. So right off the bat, feature-wise, I would say make sure you have some arm extension. Okay, and let me show you that real quick. All right, so I'm going to put up the radio. The reason why I have the Radio Shack one is that was the one I used to keep in my beat up old pickup that I had for. I had an old school Tacoma 1996 with 300,000 miles on it, and it was a standard, you know, stick and whatnot, and I loved that thing. It was still getting 30 miles a gallon, and then I lost it when someone ran into it in my front yard. I was driving it. I was still getting 30 miles to the gallon, and bang, someone runs into it. So I was bummed. But guess what? I went ahead and got a Tacoma. So I have another Tacoma now. But that was the one that I kept in my little pickup, and it was more of a, you know, I'm driving on the commute, and hey, wait a minute, let me go stop at this spot real quick and check it out. That was mainly what I used it for, but it was a lot of wear on your arm and all that, especially when you're detecting. You know, there's this, I think I saw some of these memes where you see one arm on a detector guy or, you know, metal detectorist, and the forearm and the whatever biceps on one arm are huge versus the other arm is small. Well, that's because you probably hold it on one hand. All right. So feature-wise, yes, you got to have that discrimination feature. Yes, you have to have that sensitivity piece. Those are must-haves, I would say, on the detector. But also as a must-have, make sure you have that arm extension. Okay. That's a game changer, because now I have more comfort in detecting. Right here, my arm doesn't get, I'm not getting my wrist on. I can lock it in place, and if I have it set right, I could do this for hours. I did this on the beaches for hours, way back when, and no problem doing my sweep and all that, making sure I've got the overlapping sweeps and whatnot. That arm extension, that is key. Okay. At a minimum, you should have discrimination. At a minimum, have some sensitivity piece here. I don't have a volume control on the Fisher 1225X. I had it on the on that Radio Shack one. I have it on the Nocta. Workaround for that, just get you a set of headphones that has volume control, which I had in this case both times that I used this. Or both times when I had one headset that I used for like 20 years, and it finally I got rid of it because it was beat up, and I replaced it. In both cases, I had a volume control on it. So you don't really need volume control on your machine, but because you have a workaround with having volume control on your headphones, okay? But you do have to have discrimination. And I would strongly suggest having that sensitivity control, because what happens on the Fisher, so the discrimination, depending on what you're targeting, be it trying to get less trash versus more trash, this is your way to go. This sensitivity, depth-wise, as well as into some power lines and whatnot, you'll start hearing some static and all that. That's what that sensitivity will also help you kind of reduce, or at least get it to the point where it's manageable, okay? On the Nocta, I've not had any issues with any power lines and sensitivity and all that. But I would say Getting a metal detector, I couldn't tell you a brand to recommend because I'm just going to tell you what I've used. I love the Fisher. I love the Nocta Macro Simplex Plus. I haven't used the Ultra, the Fine, or those other ones that have come out. But all I would really say is make sure you have the arm extension. Make sure you have discrimination feature. Make sure you have sensitivity. Don't worry about the volume control. If you want target ID and depth, those are nice to haves. I do like having target ID on the Nocta. I do like having that depth meter as well. The workaround in the case of the 1225X is basically memorize the sounds of your targets with your non-target ID metal detector. And the workaround for the case where you don't have that depth meter is, let me show you real quick. I showed it on past streams. I think I showed it in the field as well. All right, so Fisher 1225X, I'm out and about. Here I am detecting away. Bam, I get a sound, and I want to know how deep it is. I lift up the coil, and I just kind of keep swinging up and down a little bit, or even just kind of bounce a little bit. As soon as I start getting the target return, I look at how high my coil is. Guess what? That's my depth, or at least an estimate of the depth. And it's worked out pretty good. I've used this. I used this when, before I started using the Nocta, close to about 30 plus years with this thing. And then I went to the Nocta. All right. And I had no problems trying to estimate the depth when I needed to. But even then, I really don't use the depth as much. It's mainly a nice to have. Okay. All right. So if you ask me what detector to go with, I would just tell you that. Arm thing, discrimination, sensitivity, and the rest is extra. Okay. All million. Okay, wait. There's some call outs here. I'm back. Okay, you're back. Cool. Nice. That's an impressive collection. Oh, nice. Roman coins. Medieval hammered coins. Nice. I tell people get what you can afford. Okay. Yep. Yeah. I get it. It's exactly what I did. I got what I can afford. The only thing I made sure, because I actually got the 1225X first. And then I got the Radio Shack metal detector second because it was on sale at Radio Shack. And I wanted a beater metal detector just to have in my pickup versus I didn't want to have that Fisher in there because, I didn't want to get it beat around. I like that one. I think I ended up paying more for that one. I think it was like with shipping and all that. I think it came out to a little over $300. And then with the case of the Nocta, almost 30 plus years over, I got that one for $259. So, go figure. Yeah, that number stands out when it comes to that Fisher because, okay, the 1225X was basically $289 plus tax, $300 plus shipping. And then if I went to the 1235X, which had some additional features to include the volume control and the depth meter, depth. It bumped it up another $100 or $50, I think it was, and I was like, yeah, it's a little bit too much, a little steep for back when I was in college. I was like, let's see, half a semester meal plan or this. Okay, so I went with what I got, and I've been happy with it. All right, it is a fascinating. I have to say, it's so because I like to fish. You could see all the other gear I have here related to fishing. And I remember hearing from someone else that basically metal detecting is like dirt fishing. I have to admit, it is like dirt fishing. You're out there, you're just popping away. You don't know what you're going to get. Next thing you know, bang, you got a hit. It's pretty cool. Paid $300 for my F44. Oh man, was it a built-in pinpointer or was one you got after? I got a pinpointer on mine from Fisher that's built in, but I went ahead and got the Garrett Pro pointer on the suggestion from some old schoolers that were saying you need to get a pro pointer or you need to get a pinpointer. And I have to admit that is another one that I really liked having. Okay. One thing I did like about Fisher, I had two pieces come off, or I lost the little collet washer to help secure the stem. So for years, I'd say about 5 years, I just threw some duct tape on there, or not duct tape, electrical tape on the stem, and used that to just lock it in place. And then I lost the pinpointer button. All right. For the 1225X, and I ended up calling them and asking them about those two parts, and they ended up sending it to me free. It was pretty cool. So for years I was using this 1225X, a good 5-year period, right here, where this collet ring, and you can still even see some of the tape residue that I was using, and I just held it in place and I would detect. And then when I lost the pinpointer button here, right here, and I took a big pin, little whatever, and I was using it as the button. I finally just called them up when I got the number one year and just says, "Hey, I'm looking for these parts, this and this. I'm wondering if what's it going to take to get this, is still around, and can I order it?" And the rep just said, "Give me your address," and they sent it to me. And it was just a simple little lock washer deal that you put in here, and it works perfect now. And then I got that pinpointer thing. So just, yeah, that's it. Love it. So yeah, I have an affinity to Fisher. And I was actually thinking about getting, I think it was the F22 or something, where it was water resistant, but I ended up getting the Nocta because I heard it was water resistant, plus the battery is rechargeable, and on top of that, well, I wanted to try something different too. On the marketplace, there's no shortage of secondhand machines. Oh, nice. All right, cool. On the handheld pointer, I've just used this one, the Pro Pointer, Garrett Pro Pointer, for years. It's the one and only Pro Pointer or pinpointer that I've used. I know there's newer ones. I have put the cornstarch and super glue to strengthen this area so you don't wear down the plastic. And I've done it twice now, and you can see it's rubbed it off. So you can see how often I've used it. But luckily, the plastic piece is still intact. I haven't worn any of that out. Okay, so what you do is you take super glue and some cornstarch, or is it baking soda? I'll Google it. Anyways, you put it on there, and it makes a big protective casing on there, and you can just kind of rub it against the dirt, the sand, the ground, and it keeps you from wearing down this plastic piece on the Pro Pointer. All right, this one's not waterproof. I think the newer ones are, but yeah, this is Garrett Pro Pointer, and it's been a game changer. It's allowed me to definitely not chase targets. So I'll be out there. In the past, I would be digging away, and then I have to stand up, scan away, find this thing. Oh, I lost it. Try pinpointing it again. This one, all metal mode, etc. Yeah, it's helped so much more. All right. So yeah, so that's my updates this round. I just wanted to let you know that we got this winter storm. We've gotten through the one. Things are still defrosting. I was going to go out tonight, but then the temperature dropped down below freezing, and I was like, I just don't really want to be cold. All right. All right. Even though I've been itching to get back out there again, because I'm really, I I'd really like to break the personal best for this year and get that thing. See if I can find something possibly more precious than that. It's got diamonds and it's got that amethyst stone. And I'm telling you, I'm hesitant to get it appraised, but I think it's worth something. All right. So yeah, when I do this in real life mobile live stream, metal detecting mobile live stream, it's fun in that it's the real thing. Sometimes I get something, sometimes I don't. I mean, it just happens that way. Plus, I want to let folks know, like in the case of those silver dimes I found, and I posted some YouTube shorts on it. Those were happening as they were happening, but I can't really prove it because those were all edited videos. Well, if all I do is clip something from a existing real-time video, meaning, yeah, I found this, and you can see I didn't do anything other than just come up on it and scan it. Yeah, I think that gives you a better feel for what the hobby is like. Because one of my favorite things, I was part of a metal detecting club way back when, and we all used to joke about, you're not going to make a ton of money initially. It's just basically gunning in and out. I mean, don't think that you're going to find all kinds of, jewelry, coins, silver, gold, and all that right off the bat. No, you're going to find a lot of pull tabs. You're going to find a lot of trash. And then on occasion, you may find something good. The main thing that I would say is just, get out there, do it. And then on top of that, learn your machine. Because when I first started out, I didn't learn my machine. I was just winging it. Oh, that's a really good sound. I would dig at it. But I never really verified what the sound of the return was until I got older and kind of figured out things, and the internet went around and whatnot. So it was all learning on the fly, these boards and forums that you join and metal detecting clubs. Now that you got the internet, there's a whole bunch of information that's out there. And I would say, if you get a new machine, learn your machine. And the first part of learning a machine is just, I did several videos on this, but get you some note cards, slap on the coins, slap on the trash, the pull tabs, wire, nails, jewelry right here, and put some tape on it and throw it on the ground there and start detecting and seeing what your machine does when it encounters those things, and then memorize it. I mean, it doesn't take long to memorize because you're going to definitely remember the good stuff. And then, yeah, I would say that's the best thing you can do if you're going to start the hobby, and set expectations that yeah, gold and silver is not going to happen that often unless you're just in a good area or at the right time, right place, etc. Instead, it's going to be a lot of trash. It's going to be a lot of pull tabs, etc., and maybe a coin or two. But hey, when you find something good, yeah, it keeps you going. All right. So with that, appreciate you guys joining tonight, and hopefully here in the next few, things warm up, or at least I can bundle up and it doesn't snow or etc. and get icy. Don't have to break through anything to the ice and whatnot to get to the finds. Hopefully you can join me on one of these mobile live stream IRLs in real life, so you can maybe be there when I break my personal best for 2026. All right. Thank you and take care. Bye-bye.